Hi, today we're here with the Future City team for Terra City. What was this year's challenge?
This year's challenge to building the city was farm to table. That's why we have gardens all over our city. There.
Add on, we also had to design a zero
Brianna,
waste.
how did
city.
your city solve this problem?
Our city solved this problem because we use something called a biodiesel that converts food waste into energy by stripping organic materials and turning it into steam energy.
Okay. When did you guys start building it?
We started building it over winter break.
Thank you. And how did you guys feel making it?
Fun process, getting to know each other during the winter break, collaborating, and putting all the resources together, deciding what to do. Design process.
Can you guys tell me what's your favorite part about Future City?
My favorite part about Future City is meeting new people, finding like things that I learn about myself, trying out different career options, and going on, field trips.
My favorite thing about Future City would be to experience new problems and finding solutions to those problems and being able to create a city and really just finding new solutions to certain problems.
An impact I experienced in my mentorship year is realizing how important support is in education. I used to think it was about assignments, but now I see it's about helping students feel heard and understood. This experience helped me grow in confidence and change how I see education.
Wondering, looking forward to a preferable life in the United States. Getting there and being treated like trash. Being trapped in prison cells. No escape, no crime committed. Life feels a waste. By Analia Flores. Inspired by poems written in Angel Island during the Chinese Exclusion Act.
Through our partnership with the Tucson Jews Museum and Holocaust Center, we got to take our learning outside the classroom and into the real world. It helped us connect more to the history we were learning about. During the visit, we heard from a Holocaust survivor named Teresa Doglove. Hearing her story made everything feel real and unforgettable. It helped us understand what people went through, feel empathy, and learn why it's important to stand up against injustice.
with people from the community. We showed our research, artwork, and our call to actions to help make a difference. Families were invited to join in by creating their own positive propaganda to take home. This helped continue the learning outside of school. We started important conversations at home. We also had light snacks which helped everyone feel welcome and comfortable during the event.
I am a canyon tree frog. I move slowly through the dusty sand. I feel hopeful and calm.
I'm slithering towards my prey. I just got a delicious wild turkey for my dinner, and it is deliciously satisfying. I am a coyote.
I am not just relaxed and calm. I am flying, watching, and searching.
It's a hider and a hunter. Its braveness shines in the moonlight while it's scurrying away into the mysterious.
The gentle, helpful moon tells it to fly high. It flies away passionately. It gracefully catches.
I notice small things that others often miss. I am not just calm. I am scared, happy, and
it gracefully watches the day whisk away from the mesquite tree, and the breezy day's wind told the fennel peplet.
Very scared because I am the perfect snack for him. But I am not just a snake or a snack. I am brave,
leaving behind small footprints and tail marks in the sand. Its voice beats lightly, telling me nice things. When I wake up,
it makes the elf owl happy. So she stays there and watches for her predator.
Magical sunset while she carefully watches the world warm up in the cottonwood tree. The sunset quietly whispers to the ringtail that it's.
The Gila monster woke up. It camouflaged into the shade.
Morning on a cliffside, and I look at the sky. It was a cloudy morning. I realized.
An impact I experienced this year was when I saw how many students were willing to sacrifice their winter break to work on their group projects. Their dedication was really inspiring and important to me as a mentor.
Hi, my name is Alison Acosta, and since I would love to work in healthcare, it will help people in my community be treated and cared for properly. This will lead to better care and recovery for everyone. While being in this program, we had lots of mentors come in and teach us many things about what our future can hold. But my favorite activity was learning about different careers with Mario Munoz. This presentation helped me understand what education different jobs need and opportunities they have. It definitely made me think more about my future and what I want to do. This year has helped me grow by exploring and touching on different career paths and future goals. It has made me feel more confident and prepared me for the choices I will soon make.
One of my favorite activities we did in class was when we had to sort different minerals into categories based on name and appearance. And I found some of these activities really fun and useful because it helped me to actually explore different career paths that I could possibly pursue in the future, and it was really fun getting to learn all this new stuff.
The career I chose for the project is a pediatrician. I will help the community by providing information to parents, children, and helping them, giving them tips on good nutrition, helping them with vaccinations, and developing a good mental state for their kids.
Favorite learning activity we did in class was when Dan Moreno, a UA outreach and instruction specialist, came and taught us about the study of rocks. And he also provided us with a mix and match activity. It was my favorite because I got to use prior knowledge to learn about new information while also enjoying the activity and having fun with my classmates.
She was a pediatric surgeon. Doing this community project has helped me grow as a person by giving me the opportunity to expand my knowledge on healthcare and all the ways healthcare impacts our day.
And one of my favorite activities that we did in class was the project where we had to use clay to create different layers of the skin. I just thought it was really cool, and it helped me learn more about like dermatology and skin conditions. And I believe it can have a strong positive impact on the community by help people understand their thoughts, emotions, behaviors, which can improve their mental health and their overall well-being. Learning about psychology has made me more understanding, patient, and aware of other people's feelings. It has also encouraged me to explore different career paths. This has helped me start thinking about my future goals and the education I need. Overall, choosing this career has motivated me to become a better listener and a more compassionate person.
For my community share project, I invited back local artist Jesse Arte Rosas to do a painting project for Challenger Middle School 2025 art semester. Students connected with Arte Rosas' portfolio before meeting her, and she was able to gather some jumping off points to direct the project from student mind map QFTs. We brought together the idea to pursue more about color for this project from students' interest in her own work and use of color. We gave them a driving question of, how does art help express things that are hard to say? We wanted students to create a cohesive color wave of artistic expression by relating colors to emotions to reflect that time and place for themselves. Many students from the community share projects last year gave a lot of insight and direction about adding imagery to the colored backgrounds as well. The project really helped connect a lot of students to the power of how to express themselves through color and create artwork that reflects their inner workings. Once students finished their artworks, I hung them up by color to create our final color wave mural. Next up, I included some interviews from students about the project and our community partner. In doing our community share project, what was something that you liked about working with our visiting artist, Jessie?
I liked how collaborative she was and how she explained her qualities in art and what the cons and pros were.
Designing your own part of the tile mural, what were some key things about your project?
Mostly like about happiness and like being like close with your friends and like finding happiness.
For our first question, how was it working with students for a second time at Challenger Middle School using the community share project?
It was super fun, as usual. I really enjoyed it. And it was particularly fun this time because I feel like I was more familiar with the structure of the classroom and I was able to familiarize myself a little bit more. So I felt a little more comfortable this time around too.
And for our second question, what did you learn most from your experience with the project Exploring Color?
I learned that I guess I always had the belief that it's really important for the kids to reflect on their inner world, but this project really reinforced that. I learned mostly about how some people or some kids need to reflect a little bit more, and
My name is Alice Pacheco, and today I'm going to be talking about the aquaponics in the Billy Lane Lawford School. So basically here we have our fish, and these fish, they survive off of the bacteria, and we also use them as fertilizer for our plants. Now if you take a look up, our plants, we have very nice, we grew them and it's amazing. So if you keep on going down, you can see like all the plants right here, and then right here you can see all the water going back to the fishes. And I feel like this aquaponics system is very good because it's a given. It's a win-win situation because the fish are benefiting and the plants are benefiting. Okay, well, bye guys.
Hello, I'm Mackenzie. I'm here with Analia today, and I'm gonna ask her some questions. So, Analia, what was the most valuable lesson you learned?
The most valuable lesson I learned throughout this whole process was probably not to waste as much water because there's been a lot of shortage supply of water in some countries. So I think not to waste water is a really good lesson I learned.
And how did it benefit you?
It benefited me by I now don't use as much water. Like say I'm making food, I use more fresh produce. I don't use like a bunch of water and waste it and throw it away down the sink.
And how did it impact you?
Wow, that's a good question. It impacted me by really showing me and myself, like showing me how much I really used to waste on water and how much recipes or something like that. And they waste a lot of the water by putting it right back down the sink. So I think that's what impacted me.
Those are amazing answers. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
A key impact of my mentorship year was empowering new mentors to develop a stronger sense of confidence and distinction, while guiding teacher fellows in refining and expanding the scope and underlying purpose of their projects.
The early childhood classroom is a very busy space as students actively engage in our play-based curriculum. Our youngest students are navigating the school setting for the first time, and new expectations include turn-taking, sharing, and managing conflict. This foundational time period, when brains are undergoing rapid development, is primed for learning social-emotional skills that will serve them as they transition into kindergarten and beyond. Our community share partnership has allowed us to expand the rotation of materials that our students have access to in our classroom, during transitions, and as needed. Having an adequate amount of high-interest items encourages students to self-select what works for them. The Safe Place has become a space that students are accessing independently to implement breathing techniques, work through their emotions, and reset. When our students are regulated, they are ready to learn, collaborate, and focus on instruction. We are so grateful for the support and eager to continue this work with our partner from the community.
Hello, my name is Aaron Moreno. I am a sixth grader at Santa Clara Elementary School and part of the gifted and talented group we call SUN. This year, our team spent many long hours creating a future city that is set 100 years from now that will focus on sustainability and at the same time reducing food waste. To start, we went to the Tucson Village Farm here in town to experience urban gardening, and we even made our own pizza from fresh ingredients. With our school and including Summit View Elementary, there were a total of 12 students within 3 teams. We had a lot of fun building and researching our city. As we completed our models, we got to traveling to Grand Canyon University to compete in the 2025-2026 Future City competition. We had so much fun. We would like to thank each other for being a great team. Our SUN teacher, Miss David, our principal, Miss Pena and Miss Martinez, our wonderful families, and everyone at Pima County Sheriff that helped make this possible.
ambassador is important to me because it allows me to support others, build leadership skills, and make a positive impact by helping others feel more confident and included in their learning environment.
The whole premise of the Learning Ambassadors is to encourage agency within students, and with our Community Share project, we were able to take action on that goal.
This project is very important to me. We get to see the different learning cultures and how we can help teachers be more collaborative with us.
This community share project helped me learn how different teaching environments help better the education of students, and it helps me learn what environments I work best with.
Being a Learning Ambassadors has taught me how to be an agentic learner, which will further my capabilities of succeeding in college.
Apollo Agrovoltaics Project 2025-26 school year. We started as an inspiration from Biosphere 2, has grown into a 4-year journey of exploration, problem solving, and discovery. Apollo students have a strong sense of community built through friendship, sports, and academic learning. In September, we visited the garden to assess what improvements were needed before putting a plan in motion. Students quickly recognized the overgrowth of weeds, grass, and noticed that the existing basins also needed significant care and attention. In December, we met our new community share partner, Doug Atterbury. Doug has truly been a godsend to our project, helping students get started on several areas that greatly improved our garden space. With his guidance, students built compost bins, trimmed overgrown trees, and installed rafters and solar panels on the pergola, allowing us to extend our agrovoltaic system. The students are incredibly proud of their work they accomplished. As a larger agrovoltaic system was being completed, students worked together to set up new basins and to move existing basins under the structure. This also included resetting the smaller agrovoltaics experimental systems. At one point, we ran into an issue with the watering system. Thanks to Brandon, we learned that we just needed to cap it off. In addition, we resized the 4x4 watering grid. Students completed research to determine what they wanted to plant. Each class had the opportunity to plant seeds based on the research and also transplanted cherry tomatoes and jalapenos. Brandon Merchant also helped us set up the watering system under the pergola. Even though we had a late start, we were hopeful we would see meaningful results. Once the plants were established, students began collecting scientific data. They measured plant height, soil moisture, light levels, soil and solar temperature panel temperatures using tools such as infrared thermometer guns, meter sticks, and soil probes. Students shared their observations and understanding with Mabel Rivera and Kelly Cummings from environmental education programs. Students explained the data they collected and discussed the differences they observed between plants growing in full sun and those growing under solar panels. Results indicate that plants growing under the solar panels experience favorable growing conditions. Thank you to Mr. Lombardi and his students for helping us with our projects this year. Final thank you and gratitude goes out to all who have made this project a success.
Did you know millions of students across the U.S. go to school near toxic sites and many don't even know it? Here in our community, this is real. Just 2.5 miles from where we learn a chemical called TCE, short for trichloroethylene, contaminated our groundwater. It started decades ago when industrial waste leaked into the soil and spread into the aquifer, the same source of our drinking water. TCE has been linked to serious health issues like aggressive cancers, heart defects, autoimmune diseases like lupus, and neurological problems. Studies show these impacts are often higher in communities of color. This isn't just history. Families here are still dealing with the effects today. This is happening here. This is our community, and our story matters.
If we know these chemicals are harmful, how are they still allowed? During cleanup of TCE in our community, other toxic chemicals were found too, like PFAS and 1,4-dioxide. Some of these are still being used today. Right now, powerful chemicals companies are lobbying to weaken laws like the Toxic Substance Control Act, making it easier to approve new chemicals and harder to regulate dangerous ones. Even TCE hasn't been fully federally banned, and some of PFAS have been approved for use. And the impacts aren't equal. Low-income communities and communities of color are likely to be more exposed. But we didn't just learn about this, we investigated it. Through our own experiments and research, we explored safer TCE alternatives and how PFAS chemicals affect our food sources. This didn't just happen, it was allowed to happen, and that needs to change.
What's actually in our water?
These chemicals are called PFAS, forever chemicals, because they don't break down ever. That's because they're made with super strong carbon fluoride bonds, one of the toughest in chemistry.
PFAS were created by companies like DuPont and 3M, huge corporations that made products like nonstick pans, waterproof clothing, and firefighting foam.
But here's the shocking part. Now PFAS are everywhere, even in some of the most remote places on Earth.
They've been found in tap water, soil, rivers, even in our body. Over 9,000 sites in the U.S. are contaminated.
And exposure has been linked to cancer, hormone disruption, and immune system problems.
This didn't happen by accident. These chemicals built up over time, and now they're part of our environment.
We're not just learning about environmental justice, we're taking action. As students at Desert View High School, we conducted our own research on forever chemicals and how they impact living systems. We shared our findings with real scientists, community leaders, and policymakers. Because of our work, the Pima Community Board of Supervisors officially recognized Environmental Justice Week in our community. Students across Arizona, like those with Arizona Youth Climate Coalition, have already shown that youth voices can lead to real policy change, like climate action resolutions in school. And we're just getting started. Through this campaign, we're using our voice to raise awareness and push for stronger protections, because laws like the Toxic Substances Control Act should protect people, not profits. Our voices matter, and change starts with us.
Our community is strong because we don't stay silent. We organize, we learn, and we take action. Activism is part of our community history and roots. Groups like Las Aguas and UCAP have fought for clean water and accountability right here in Tucson Southside. Now it's our turn to carry that work forward. We're not alone. Youth across the country are stepping up through movements like National Youth Water Agenda to defend safer water and stronger protections. So what do we go from here? We learn more, we speak out, we share what we know, support organizations doing this work, and even small choices like avoiding products with PFAS can make a difference. Together we can protect our future,
strengthen our roots, power through knowledge, and action through science.
Hi, my name is Raiden Perez. I'm a sophomore at Desert View High School. This is my first year as a mentor. I learned a lot while working with the kids on our topics. There were things in our history I didn't even know, and this provided a learning experience for me and them. I used my skills of art and knowledge to help the kids while building connections, and this helped me to build my collaboration skills.
Imagine walking 200 miles south of us all the way up to San Francisco.
Fishing Garden!